The Drake Cutlass. It's said by many that this is the ultimate pirating ship. To me, well, I'm not a big fan myself. I actually got this ship in order to get the asteroid hangar, which is kind of a terrible thing to say. But nevertheless, let's take a quick walk around it, and I'll point out some of its good points and likely some of its bad points. So right off the bat, we do see that we now have weapons on this. I honestly hadn't seen those. They look like bearing M series lasers, just by the stupid tilt on the ends of the barrels. Either M4A, M3A. I would hope M4A because of the size of the ship. This ship is roughly the same size as the Freelancer, which I've got right over there, but it is for pirating. There's no other way about it. They do say search and rescue, but really it's for searching out bad people or good people, whatever your intentions may be, and rescuing and or reclaiming their goods. So we do have a big turret on top. This is considerably larger than the one that comes in the Freelancer. We'll take a better look at it later. It's got these rails on the bottom, which honestly I see those as bumpers. Like they're extra support so that when you're coming in on a ship and landing on its roof, then you're not doing as much damage to your ship. Which, makes sense because we've got this docking ring on the bottom. Just crouch, get a better look at the docking ring. So yeah, we've got this docking ring on the bottom of the ship. And another interesting thing is that opposite this docking ring on the inside, we've got a tractor beam. Again, to more easily facilitate the maneuvering of goods into your ship. Okay, so we've got these. I want to call them small engines. They haven't actually given us a good idea, like a full-on valid answer as to what exactly these are. I want to call them engines. They don't look like weapons to me in any way, shape, or form. They do kind of look like engines, but they don't actually say that those are engines in any of the literature. They do, however, say that these here are engines. And they are on a pivot mount, therefore, they would swing to vertical for vertical takeoff and landing, and that's another reason why I think these are engines, because that's roughly the center of mass right there. And yes, the cargo is held slightly aft of the center, but that's roughly the center of mass, with or without cargo. So anyways, to get in, we have to hit this little blue button on the back landing gear, which people seem to be having problems with lately. But that opens up this fairly sturdy looking ramp. I do like this ramp, which lets us into the ship, which spits us right into the cargo area. I'm just going to close the door here. Blue buttons for everything. So you'll see that there are two blue buttons on the wall. No idea what the other blue button does. I do believe it just lowers the ramp a bit more. So here is our cargo bay. Oh, no, here is the outside of the ship. Yes, this is how we get outside and open the door to get back in. So anyways, our cargo bay. Close the door again. Okay. Our cargo bay. We do have bunks. They're not comfortable bunks, but they are bunks nonetheless. You can crawl in, roll over, and lie down, and look at cargo netting, and a light. It's not very nice that they would have a light directly above your bed that you can't turn off. But what are you going to do, right? So we crawl out of the bunk, It is a very, very Spartan cargo area. This is the other side of those possibly engines. Again, you may notice they're roughly, well, they're a little bit forward of the center of the cargo bay, but you've also got weight up above. Okay, so here is the docking ring that I mentioned before. Right above it, they are said to place a, just like this camera these days, they're going to place a tractor beam right there to point straight down through. We do have a couple jump seats, one there, and there's more blue buttons on the walls. This one opens up that docking ring. So I'm not going to go out there though, because that means that I would have to open up the door again and go all the way around and come through, which you've already seen me do twice. Two buttons over here. We've got top button, which opens up that door. We've got a bottom button, which brings down the turret. We're just going to hop in the turret real quick so you can see what that's like. And also has the added benefit of, yeah, you can look around. You really can't see much in the turret because of the armor plating on those sides, which I'm a big fan of. So, but we do have the two guns hanging out the sides there, and possibly a HUD. So let's jump out of our skin here. Okay, so it's not really letting me move around all that much. Let's try, nope. Gonna have to do it from the captain's seat. So we do have controls here, which I'm wiggling my joystick, and no, you have no control over the controls, so it's all good. So come out of there, and we're just going to go straight in here. There's a blue button on the wall right there to close that door. So there you go, I'm locked in. So we do have two seats up here. We've got the top seat and the front seat. So first seat, second seat. Oddly enough, both of them you can see just about as much out of. I'm going to hop in the top seat just because I haven't sat in it for a while. So we climb up, and yeah, you can't really see much right in front of you because of the big screens. You can, however, see beside you rather nicely. And up above, you know, the view outside of this up into the sides is actually really, really good. This, I'm assuming, will be covered up with important information and your HUD as well. So, unfortunately, I couldn't see the gray cat out there because of the side shielding. We'll try it from the front seat. Nope, but I can see the ground like right beside me. Joystick moves when I move my joystick, so that's good. But again, can't see in front of me. It does have these little fans, which I believe were taken from a Russian military helicopter. At the very least, the idea was. So, another thing is that you got this walkway beside the seats, which is kind of weird. But I guess that way they get away with being able to have front and back seats without having to have the canopy open. I thought I parked the gray cat right there. Oh well. So that is generally the Drake Cutlass. There's a blue button on the wall. What does that blue button do? I have never seen that blue button. Oh my gosh. That is like... Oh, look at that. I parked the gray cat way back there. And it's moving. So you can get outside your Drake Cutlass. That's pretty cool. Okay. So, anyways. Oh, I forgot to try a third person here. Okay. Yep, I'm happy with that. That's cool. Okay. So, the third person perspective. The outside view. See if we can actually get a view of the outside of this thing. Yes. Okay. So looking in, you see that everything's very one-sided here. You can see the door that I just found. We've got lights, we've got guns. We've got some terrible version of a paint job, which I'm really not a fan of. We've got big engines. Yeah. They do say search and rescue, and if anything, I think that that would be what I would use it for. But overall, I'm not a big fan of the ship. If I keep it, which is debatable at this point, but if I keep it, it's going to be a loner more than anything. I don't see myself actually flying this for any real reason, unless they actually make it more maneuverable than everything else and, you know, value added in some other way. Because it's not a ship that appeals to me. They built this ship to appeal to pirates, and that's something that it does do well. So, to those pirates, good luck with that. So, this has been well, not very quick walkthrough of the Drake Interplanetary Cutlass. Do feel free to comment, rate, subscribe, let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if I'm wrong about this ship. I don't think that we'll be able to say one way or the other until we actually get a chance to fly it. Which, honestly, I would love to get the chance to fly this ship. Even though it's not one of my favorite ships, I still want to fly it once. I would much prefer flying just about any of my other ships. Oh, the pilot doesn't think so. But, yeah, the Cutlass does look like an interesting ship to fly. I do want to fly it once. I want to see what it's capable of. And then I want to be able to rent it out to my friends. But that would be another story for another time. In the meantime, though, this is Feck, out.